Factsverse presents 20 Fascinating Things That You Never Knew About Dogs. If you have a dog, there's a good chance you don't know everything there is to know about dogs, even about your specific dog. Dogs can relieve your stress levels and even help you live longer. Also, your dog could remember up to 1,000 words. Dogs have complex thoughts and feelings. In fact, they're said to be as intelligent as a 2-year-old child. If you want to know more about your dog, well, here are 20 fascinating things you probably didn't know about dogs. Before we get into our list, jump down to the comments and let us know if you're a dog fan. If so, what kind of a dog do you have, and what's their name, and what's the one really strange quirk they have? Tell us in the comments. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Many people believe dogs experience nothing but happiness, but that is not true. Your dog can feel happy, excited, frustrated. They can even mourn the loss of another family pet. According to an animal expert, Sally Morgan, dogs can have the same range of emotions that humans do. The only limitation that dogs have is on your end. They have feelings, but you don't have the ability to understand and interpret their feelings. Dogs can be very compassionate. You ever been sick or sad and you notice that your dog just wouldn't leave your side? That's because your dog senses that there's something wrong with you and he's showing his compassion. A study was performed in Vienna which proved that dogs are also compassionate toward one another. During the study, one of the dogs would pull a string to give another dog a treat. The subjects were more likely to do this when the treat was going to a dog that the subject already knew. There have been plenty of studies that show that dogs can predict certain diseases in humans. Dogs can detect that their owner will have a seizure 12 to 24 hours before one actually starts. That's why many people with seizure disorders have service dogs to give them this warning. Dogs have also been known to detect cancer in their owners. A woman was told recently by her doctor that she had an ovarian cyst, but when her dog wouldn't stop smelling her lower abdomen, she went to her gynecologist. Turned out she had ovarian cancer. Had it not been for her dog being so persistent in this, she would have accepted her misdiagnosis and maybe even could have died. There are several types of cancer dogs are known to be able to detect. Petting your dog can be very soothing. It can even lower your blood pressure, reduce your heart rate, and decrease your stress level. That's why a lot of people today get a dog to act as an emotional support animal. If you start to feel overwhelmed, stressed, and if you suffer from panic attacks, spending time with your dog could help. Many hospitals, in fact, bring dogs in regularly to help the patients who need it the most. You likely have somebody in your life who you would call your best friend. What you might not know is that your dog also has a best friend. For some dogs, that's a family member who they have selected to be their best friend. This is the person that the dog feels closest to. Some dogs will choose another dog or even another animal to be their best friend. It's just further proof dogs are a lot more complex than we ever thought. You ever gone to a party and you felt better by latching onto a dog because you're shy? Well, according to dog experts, speaking to a dog often can help you find your voice. Being with a dog can also help boost your confidence. You ever felt safer and more confident while walking your dog, even if it's a small dog? That's proof that your dog can help you feel more confident. According to a study, dogs can increase your math skills. Here's an odd one. The subjects who took tests with dogs by their sides, they received higher scores in math than those who didn't. According to experts, this could be due to the fact that dogs can decrease your stress levels. If you don't feel stressed and anxious during your test, you'll be able to focus better, so it might be for more than just math. If you're planning to take a big test for school or work, regardless of the subject, maybe bring the dog along with you if you can. Dogs are prosocial animals. They want their loved ones to get along. If two kids are fighting, the family dog will do what he can to get the kids to get along and cooperate. If you have kids who seem to always be fighting, maybe think about getting a dog. The dog might be able to stop the fighting easier than you can. Wolves are pack animals, but domestic dogs aren't. If you have more than one dog, don't treat them like a pack. Each of your dogs has its own personality, their own likes and dislikes, and their own unique needs. Treat them that way. It's essential to your dog's happiness that they are treated as individuals. Dogs literally think in scents, smell. That's why your dog wants to smell everything it sees. Dogs have over 300 million scent receptors in their noses. When your dog sniffs something for 5 to 10 seconds, they can create an entire other dimension just based on the smells. Dogs need to be allowed to experience this dimension. That's why you need to let your dog sniff when he needs to, where he needs to, even if it's embarrassing sometimes. You ever smelled something from your past and you're immediately brought back there for a moment in your memories? Dogs do the same thing. Dogs can analyze a smell and then use that to create a memory. That's why dogs can be trained to sniff out drugs and bombs. They're able to remember those smells from their training. Anyone knows that dogs can be trained. Dogs can learn and understand signals, commands, they can recognize people and animals. Researchers in canine cognition, they wanted medical proof of this, though, and they used MRI scans to see what's going on in a dog's brain. And the results of the tests proved dogs are much smarter than we think. A Swedish study was performed, and 3.4 million people were involved in the study, and the results showed that those who owned a dog had a lower mortality rate. If you want to live a long and happy life, getting a dog might increase your chances. You probably know your dog can understand common words like outside, treats, no, and come, and of course its own name. What you might not know is that dogs have a very big vocabulary. Experts believe most dogs understand at least 50 words. Some dogs are able to comprehend up to 1,000 words. If people tell you you're crazy for talking to your dog like a human, you're not. There's actually a pretty good chance the dog understands almost everything you're saying. It just doesn't have the vocal capabilities of talking back. If you're bilingual, there's a good chance your dog is bilingual too. If you speak in both languages in your home and to your dog, he's going to pick up on that second language. There are many people who speak only one language. It's kind of crazy your dog could actually be bilingual while you're monolingual. It's possible for a dog to learn sign language. Many working dogs and those who compete in agility competitions, they have to rely on hand signals. Some dogs can be trained to bark on command when they see a hand signal. Your dog is very connected to your emotions. If you're nervous, angry, or frustrated, your dog will sense this through your body language, your posture, your tone of voice, even through some of your pheromones. Your dog picks up on your emotions, and it will react accordingly. If you feel bad about forcing your dog into training sessions, don't be. Dogs actually love training sessions. It gives them the mental stimulation that they crave. It also gives your dog a chance to bond with you. Your dog might tire after a long session, but they're going to enjoy it the entire time. Dogs often feel anxious. Some feel more anxious than others, just like people. If you have a house full of people and your dog is behaving strangely, it might be that they're feeling anxious. You should do what you can to help relieve that stress. And if you're sad, your dog picks up on that too. Not only will he know that you're unhappy, he'll also do what he can to cheer you up. And dogs are pretty good at that. Subscribe for more.